Alright guys, welcome back to another brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well and hanging in there right now for Bitcoin. So yes, today I do want to give you guys an update on what is happening with Bitcoin today. Okay, and there is in fact a fair few charts that I do want to show you guys for Bitcoin, because understand guys, as I've been telling you guys many times, Bitcoin will be reaching new highs. We saw Bitcoin, okay, a couple weeks back reaching a new all-time high. And ever since then, Bitcoin, yes, has came back down slightly. Nothing too crazy, okay? It has slightly dropped, okay? It's normal to see corrections, okay, for Bitcoin, right? It is a volatile asset, as we all know. Okay, Bitcoin goes up and down a whole bunch. I get that. But long term, it's always going up. Okay, so understand, even though we are facing this correction happening right now, for Bitcoin, it will have a recovery back up to the upside. Meaning, yes, we will see Bitcoin going back up to its previous highs. Okay, and of course, reaching new highs. And these charts that I am about to show you guys for today's video is pretty much confirming that yes, Bitcoin is gonna be going much higher, right, in the next few months, guys. Okay, remember, we're in a bull market, we're not in a bear market, so understand Bitcoin is going to be going much higher. And I do want to talk about alt season a little bit as well, okay, because maybe you guys are wondering, like myself, when is alt season actually going to happen? Okay, so let's talk about it, guys. So the Bitcoin price today, okay, $105,000, okay, so 105.2, so pretty much just like where it was yesterday. Right now, you know, Bitcoin is not really moving. It's still holding pretty strong at this level of $105,000. Okay, so we are in fact seeing some pretty strong sideways price movements right now for Bitcoin, but it is still holding up very well, guys. Okay, so since Bitcoin is consolidating, okay, this is still a great time to buy Bitcoin, right? It really is, guys. Now, if we go to the daily time frame, we know, guys, okay, for the past few weeks have been amazing for Bitcoin. Okay, when in doubt, zoom out. Okay, so as you can see, we did in fact see Bitcoin reaching a bottom of $74,000. So yes, we saw Bitcoin, okay, at the time reaching a new all-time high of $109,000 right over here. And ever since then, you just clearly see Bitcoin has been going down a lot, okay, and it dropped all the way as low as $74,000 right over here. But ever since then, Bitcoin is getting back its momentum. Okay, you can clearly see we did in fact see a pump, consolidation, pump, consolidation, pump, consolidation, or pump. And now Bitcoin did in fact have this slight drop, and who knows, we could potentially see it consolidate at this level of 105 to 106, okay, for who knows how long, okay, maybe in the next few days or so. But no matter what happens, even if we do see Bitcoin going back below 100K, okay, if that does happen, because there is potential that Bitcoin can do that, okay, we can see potential going back below $100,000. And if that were to happen, please take that opportunity to buy more Bitcoin, right? But if we don't, guys, we will see a beautiful recovery happening for Bitcoin, okay, going back up to its previous highs, even reaching a new all-time high. And these charts that I am in fact about to show you guys, okay, is pretty much confirming that Bitcoin is going to be going much higher. Okay, so Bitcoin holders, be prepared for that. But yeah, the crypto market today, nothing too crazy. Okay, we're not seeing huge moves today for the past 24 hours. I mean, yesterday, right, we saw a lot of alts moving. Bitcoin wasn't really moving, but alts were moving. But today, alts are down. Okay, nothing too crazy though. Some of them are down like 1%, 2%, some even 3% and whatnot. Okay, you guys can see that for the past 24 hours. So nothing too crazy. Okay, but yeah, the crypto market today is pretty stagnant. Okay, we're not seeing much moves, but times like this, guys, when it's quiet, where you gonna buy? Okay, this is the perfect time right now to buy. And if it drops even more, okay, in the next upcoming few days or few weeks, buy more. Okay, because understand, guys, I really do believe Q3, Q4, okay, will be some fantastic times for Bitcoin and altcoins. Now, speaking about alt season, okay, what is happening with alt season, guys? Okay, so the Bitcoin dominance, we have to see that drop. Okay, we have to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping. Okay, so you have to clearly see right over here. Every single time we have seen alt season starting a call, okay, or when we are in fact in alt season, the Bitcoin dominance does in fact drop. Okay, you have to clearly see that. So we have to see the Bitcoin dominance dropping, guys. And as we know, it's been going up. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Yeah, yes, it's clear to see. Okay, the Bitcoin dominance, we haven't seen a huge drop. Okay, I mean, we did in fact see this drop right over here back in December, okay, in November of last year in 2024, right? But it did in fact have this bounce back up, right? But we have to see a massive drop happening for the Bitcoin dominance, and that's when alt season will pretty much be confirmed, okay? Because every single time, guys, okay, every single time we have seen alt season starting, okay, or when we are in fact in alt season, we do see the Bitcoin dominance having a massive drop. Okay, you clearly see that back in 2021, even all the way back in 2017. Okay, so we have to see a massive drop happening, okay, for the Bitcoin dominance, just like what this chart is in fact showing us here. And I do believe the main reason why we haven't seen alt season starting yet, okay, one of the main reasons is because there is just so many crypto coins out there right now in the crypto market. Okay, there is over 16 million crypto coins, guys. Think about that, 16.5. Okay, crazy to think about. I remember back in 2021, we didn't have this much. Okay, in fact, we had like thousands, a few thousands, you know, tens and thousands of different crypto coins in the crypto market. Okay, and now we have over 16 million. Like, that is crazy, guys. Okay, and obviously it has to do with meme coins. Okay, meme coins are literally being created every single day. Like every second, every minute, a meme coin is being created, guys. Okay, so I do believe this is pretty much the main reason why we haven't really seen alt season starting yet. You know, this is obviously a delay. What we are in fact seeing right now for alt season, I would have thought alt season would have started by now, but clearly it hasn't. Okay, but we got to be patient, guys. Okay, we got to be patient. Don't worry, the Bitcoin dominance will eventually drop. Okay, and alt season will begin as well. Okay, and I do believe this will happen like in the next few months, Q3, sometime in Q3, or even in Q4. Okay, we're gonna see Bitcoin pumping and alt season, right, happening as well. Okay, so be prepared for that. Now let's get into these Bitcoin charts. Starting off with this one, so we did in fact see Bitcoin having this very strong support level, okay, on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, and as expected in a bull market, we bounced right off this support level. Okay, bias confirmed. Okay, we'll go much higher. So we didn't break support, guys. Okay, so there is really no sign for Bitcoin right now breaking down to the downside, because it is still above that support level. In fact, if you guys look here, okay, it is bouncing off it, right? So it is still looking very strong right now for Bitcoin. Again, we could potentially see Bitcoin rising back up to 108 to 110 to its previous highs, and of course reaching new highs. Okay, so Bitcoin holders, be prepared for that. Now, as we know, guys, I've been talking about this for a while, the golden cross. Okay, so the golden cross is forming on the 4-hour time frame right now for Bitcoin. Okay, and usually when we do see this golden cross forming, usually it's a very bullish pattern, and we do in fact see Bitcoin skyrocketing every single time we have the golden cross forming. So you guys can see right over here on the 4-hour time frame, the golden cross is forming. Okay, so are we about to see Bitcoin going higher? Are we about to see Bitcoin going back up to 107, 108? Yes, we are. Okay, we really are, guys. Okay, it is still looking very strong for Bitcoin, and just like what I showed you guys, okay, Bitcoin is having a beautiful recovery. Okay, and we know Bitcoin has in fact been forming this beautiful uptrend ever since early of 2023 to where we are right now. Okay, we know back in 2022, Bitcoin did in fact hit a bottom Q4 of 2022. You know, this November to December, we did see Bitcoin reaching like 15 to 16K. That was in fact its bottom, and ever since then, Bitcoin has in fact been going up, right? So understand this uptrend that we have in fact been seeing for Bitcoin will continue to go higher. Okay, it will continue, guys. Okay, this uptrend that we have in fact been seeing for Bitcoin for the past few years, ever since early 2023 to where we are right now, will continue. Okay, please understand that, guys. So we are about to see Bitcoin going much higher. Now, look at this, guys. Okay, and I talked about this in yesterday's video. If you guys haven't seen yesterday's video, please check it out. But you guys can clearly see the US stock market is following the global liquidity. Okay, Bitcoin is also following the global liquidity. Okay, history will repeat again. So you guys can clearly see the S&P 500 versus global M2, okay, the money supply, right? Even Bitcoin versus global M2, right? The money supply. You guys can clearly see it is going up, okay? So S&P 500 looking like it is following, the money supply. Same with Bitcoin. Okay, I already talked about this in yesterday's video, right? But I also want to mention it, okay, in today's video. So understand, since the money supply is going up and whatnot, that means, okay, the S&P 500, same with Bitcoin, and I'm pretty sure other assets out there will pump with it. Okay, it's going to be going much, much higher, guys. Okay, you guys can clearly see it's been following it, okay, for the past, few months, right? You guys can clearly see that. So it is looking pretty bullish for Bitcoin, right? It really, really is. So that is also not just following, Bitcoin and whatnot, also gold. Okay, so first gold and then Bitcoin. Okay, there's going to be no difference this time. We know gold recently did in fact reach a new all-time high. Gold has in fact been pumping quite a bit. Okay, and yeah, Bitcoin is next, right? Bitcoin is going to do the exact same thing. We know Bitcoin has in fact been reaching new highs, and yes, it's going to follow gold, and yeah, Bitcoin is going to pump as well. It's going to be the next one. Okay, we saw gold pumping. Next is going to be Bitcoin. So Bitcoin holders, be prepared for that. Now, this is the last chart that I want to show you guys. Okay, so Bitcoin history is repeating. What Bitcoin did back in 2020 is looking like it's very, very similar to what it's doing right now for this year in 2025. Okay, so we saw accumulation, and then a last chance, okay, and then a massive bull run. Okay, and when we are in fact in this massive bull run, this is pretty much when we do see Bitcoin going parabolic. We see gold candles forming. This is pretty much the bull zone, guys, or the banana zone, which is what a fair few people call it. Okay, and when we are in fact in this zone, Bitcoin goes parabolic. So understand, guys, we are about to see Bitcoin going parabolic. We're going to see some massive gold green candles happening for Bitcoin. So be prepared for that, guys. Okay, and everyone that is not buying into Bitcoin right now, they will FOMO back in. Okay, history doesn't exactly repeat, but it does rhyme. Okay, and you guys can clearly see that in this chart. Okay, so Bitcoin holders, be prepared for that. Now, this is the last thing that I want to show you guys. Da Vinci Jeremy says here, not buying Bitcoin is the biggest mistake you will make in your life. And that's 100% true. Okay, 100% true, guys. I really do believe, okay, like people think buying Bitcoin and owning Bitcoin is a risk because you're going to lose money because it's volatile, right? But understand, okay, yes, it's volatile short term. Bitcoin always goes back up. It always recovers, okay? And it always reaches new all-time highs. Every single time, we always see Bitcoin recovering, guys, okay? There's proof. Look back where Bitcoin was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, compared to now. It has recovered massively. Like we saw a lot of crashes, a lot of corrections for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin always recovers, guys. A couple of weeks ago, we saw Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high. Think about it, right? 10 years ago, people didn't think Bitcoin would be worth over $100,000, right? That's 10 years ago. 10 years later, here we are. Bitcoin's at 100K. It's just the same thing, right? Right now, people don't believe Bitcoin will be a $1 million asset. Okay, but understand in the next 10 years, maybe even sooner than that, maybe by the year 2030, right? We will see Bitcoin at $1 million and higher. Okay, so it's just the same thing, guys. Okay, understand. I truly do believe owning zero Bitcoin is a risk. It is not a risk, okay, owning Bitcoin. It is not. Okay, I truly do believe owning no Bitcoin, okay, 0% Bitcoin, you own no Bitcoin, is a risk. Right? It really, really is, guys. Okay, so not financial advice, always do your own research, but I found this very, very interesting how not buying Bitcoin is the biggest mistake you will make in your life. And I really do believe if you're not buying Bitcoin right now, you will regret it in the next 5 to 8 to even 10 years. Mark my words on that. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. I will keep you guys up to date on Bitcoin, but it is still looking pretty strong right now for Bitcoin. Okay, still above 100K at least, sitting at 105, just like where it was yesterday. So Bitcoin is still holding up very, very well in my opinion. Okay, so that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel. That is much appreciated as always. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next one. Have a good one, guys.